On today's Money Matters, we're looking at a turf war between one of China's most powerful institutions and the country's millions of business owners. We'll be examining attempts to reform point of sale or POS fees for bank cards in China. This is a focal point in the struggle between ordinary retailers, state-owned banks, and the state itself, providing a window into what some say is China's most powerful monopoly. Chinese bank cards charge POS fees for almost all debit or credit card transactions. The fees differ by the industry of the seller, ranging from 0.4% of the transaction to a full 4%. The China Securities News reports that retailers generally pay rates between 0.8 and 1%, while supermarkets get a discounted 0.5% on most transactions. The food service industry pays some of the higher rates, with 2% of all income from credit or debit card transactions going directly to the banks. Just a few years ago, use of credit and debit cards in China was relatively rare, but that's rapidly changing. With double-digit growth in credit and debit card use, purchases made with a swipe of the card are an increasingly important source of income for both businesses and China's banks. Some estimates say bank card purchases make up over 40% of the value of retail purchases in China. The Securities News says POS fees account for 2.9% of revenue for Chinese banks. The POS fees for these transactions come out of the seller's income, essentially skimming a small percentage off of every sale. Though that number rarely exceeds 2%, Chinese business owners have been vocal about what they deem an unfair usurping of their hard-earned income. In 2004, businesses across the country took a public stand by going on a swipe strike, essentially refusing to accept payment by bank cards for a period of time. At the time, that may have proved feasible given the low usage of credit cards, but 8 years later, such a move is almost unimaginable. Instead, businesses have used media outlets to get the word out and try to pressure the government and banks into lowering POS rates. In a report about the fees, the Workers' Daily newspaper gave the example of a highly successful business in the food service industry. With income of around $94 million and profits of $7 to $8 million, the company is doing quite well for itself. But bank card transactions make up almost half of its payments, meaning the company will end up paying $1.1 million in POS fees. That's a full 14% of total profits for the year. These charges have become a hot topic since China's State Council announced in 2011 that it planned to lower the rates. But that was 1 year ago, and business owners still haven't seen any relief.